Okay, fellas, listen up, please. Listen up. Now, look, this is the first game in the club's history in the top flight. A game that will be remembered forever by the fans. And it's away to Dinamo. So, let's just try and keep things respectable. And, just do your best. Yeah, Babic, mate, anything under 7 or 8 will be good.
Jarune, za tebe mi dijete diše, tu je važno samo jedno, nogomet i ništa više. Jarune.
Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Jarun on the Impossible Dream. Today we start our season, our first ever season as a club in the Croatian top flight. We start away to Dinamo, which is not the greatest. And then I believe we've got another game. It's at home, our first ever home game. I'm not sure who it's against, but we'll find that out when we get there. As ever, when we start a season, let's have a look at what is the state of the club. Now, we are predicted to get relegated this year, perhaps not surprising. We are a professional team, which is how we started. 2-star reputation, which is again how we started. I would have thought a season in the top flight will improve that this year. We have a determined squad personality, which is a good thing. I'm obviously the manager. We have Perkovic back as captain. Our new goalkeeper, Mijatovic, is going to be the vice captain. He is also our key player. He is by far and away the best player we have. And hot prospect is Damian Ormarkic. Now, this is one of our academy players that came through last season. And as ever, if you do want to have one of the regens named after you, there's a link in the description. Qualifying Patreons, or there's the qualifying members as well if you'd rather be a member. And you can have sort of the name in the game as one of the sort of thank you perks that I have. So yeah, Damian Ormarkic is our hot prospect at the club, which is nice to see. Now, as you can see, we are expected to fight bravely against relegation, and we will fight bravely. I don't know how successful we're going to be competitive in the cup. I mean, it is a way into Europe for us, but very much this season has got to be about just staying in the league. That's all I care about. If we have a quick look at the pre-season preview here, and you can see we are very, very heavy favourites to go straight down. Now, I know there's a lot of you in the comments that said, oh, we should be able to finish mid-table or whatnot. I'm not as convinced by that. I would take 9th right now. I would sign up for 9th. And we're going to have to scrap for every single point we can and make sure that, as I say, that we just don't go back down and then find ourselves actually going backwards in the series rather than taking a step forward. Now, the Dream 11, unsurprisingly, does not have any of our players in it. It is packed full of Dinamo, and I would imagine that these guys are Hadruk Split, yep, and Istra. Oh no, the Rijeka goalkeeper. Now, they actually won the league last year, so not surprising that those three teams perhaps are the dominant ones. Now, we can see the key players here. Now, Bruno Petkovic, if you watch the sort of the beta series with Chelsea, I almost signed him, so that gives you an idea, and he was going to be our starting striker. That gives you an idea of roughly the level of player that we're up against here. And yeah, as we scroll down, we will see eventually that we will get to our players at the very bottom of the list, and it's Persa and Gulji, who are two guys that we signed for this season. So yeah, it's going to be a struggle. Let's get the struggle underway. But before we do that, let's look back on last season's, as voted by you, goal of the season, and Boskovic, how I wish we had him back. What a strike. Well done, goal of the season. And that may well be the only goal we see today, because our second game is at home to Istra, which is how I'm going to pronounce that. They put 7 past this team, who were one of the sort of teams just above us, expected to struggle. So yeah, we could be in a little bit of trouble here. But Dinamo Zagreb away, what could go wrong? And we are expecting a 4-2-3-1 out of them. And these are the heroes going out for our first ever game as a club at the top flight. So Mijatovic is going to be the goalkeeper. It is Bikanic. We did get him back, club record fee, so he starts at left back. Perkovic will continue as the covering centre back, and then we've got Karabatic, very much just in the team with that jumping reach to try and win some headers and score some goals that way. Mamic will make his first competitive start for us at right back. Rajakovic will not fill in, but he will be our left back for this one. A lot of potential for him, so let's hope he lives up to that. Dashka, he was very solid for us last year. He keeps his place in the team. Perska, who the game says is our best player, so let's hope he lives up to that. And Babic, of course, who scored a couple of really good goals. Really strong end to the season last season, so let's hope he picks up where he left off. Gulji, who is, again, the game says he's our second best player, so let's hope that we see something out of him. And Agul, he is very, very talented. He's unhappy again. He's unhappy at a team talk that my assistant did in a friendly, which is annoying, but hopefully he'll get over that quickly and show that he can play at this level, because we're going to need him to score some goals for us. All right, so look at these team sheets. I mean, there's names there I recognize. There's internationals. There is just players that I've scouted at Chelsea. It is terrifyingly good. I mean, they have players that when we do scouting and whatnot, and I've been trying to find players that we can loan from them. I think this is very much nothing to lose. Just go out there and try and enjoy yourselves. They have players that are like fringe players and backups that would just walk into our team. So, yeah, that is slightly concerning. Now, we do have, this is, of course, I should say, a Zagreb derby. They are very much from the city, and we are from the suburbs. So, yeah, let's hope that. Oh, this could be bad. This could be really, really bad. But, we can only do our best. So, we'll hope that we defend okay. And, of course, we need to remember the transfer window is still open. Now, what I'm hoping for is that towards the end of the transfer window, that players that are listed for loan might become a little bit more willing to join us just to get out and play. There might be some players that get transfer listed, which is what happened to McKennish. This is some really good football. How do we know he's offside? Well, we'll take that. That was very, very nicely done. We're going to check it. Oh, we've got VAR. Whoa, what is this? We're in a VAR league now. He did look offside, didn't he? Yeah, very much so. But still, we'll take that. That's a very promising start for us. And, yeah, well, you never know. Now, they are very much coming down the middle, aren't they? We've got some apprehensive and nervous players. Their goalkeeper has the ball, which suggests we've had another shot on goal. But here we go. This is where we could struggle, is defensively. As Dinamo come forward, pinging it around, and I don't think VAR's going to save us on that one. Whether we should be attacking them is probably another decent question. So we'll encourage them. Yeah. That is... Mijatovic hasn't completely covered himself in glory there, has he? But anyway, we've got some more defending to do here, it looks like. Can we put a bit of pressure on them? And... well, we are putting a bit of pressure on them, but they just look more than comfortable. Just we've nicked it back there with Gajuli, or however we're going to say that name. And Bikanic to Rajikovic to Babic. Babic with a ball through for a goal. A goal! That should count. No. If VAR doesn't overturn this, I will be livid. Oh, go away! How is that offside? Well, I guess it is, because VAR's not overturned it. It's a mile off. Oh, I thought that was good. I tell you what, we do have a threat, don't we? That's such a shame. Such a shame. Alright. Well, we'll keep going. Encourage them again. And, I mean, I did just want to keep it close. I mean, goal difference could be very crucial for us this season as well. So, what we don't want to do is, where we can manage it, is get hammered. We've already seen, I mean, Varezdens, whatever that team is, have conceded 7. Rajikovic has got an injury, which isn't great. Karabatic heads it clear. Agul takes it past a man. It's tackled away, but Mamic picks it up. And then just kind of loses out. Dashko on a booking is not ideal. Rajikovic, a nice interception. But again, we can't get on the ball here, can we? Oh... we're just before half-time. The worst thing we could do is concede a goal here. I mean, the worst thing you can do most times is concede a goal. Header away. It is away. It's still there for us. And the linesman standing still. Is that a good sign? Doesn't look like it is. And it's going to be 2-0 at half-time. Ball in. First one was away. I didn't quite see who it was. And Rajikovic maybe just guilty of ball watching there, wasn't he? And not quite being able to stay with his man on the outside. So it is 2-0 at the break. To be honest, it's not the worst. I mean, we've had 2 disallowed as well. So I think there's no pressure on us now. We get back out there. We've got nervous and apprehensive players, which isn't great. We will take off Rajikovic. There's no point having an injured player on the field, particularly at this early stage of the season. Does it say what sort of injury it is? Potential foot injury. We've got Jerkovic, so we'll bring him on and give him his first appearance for us. There's not much going on by way of good match ratings there, is there? Nervous and apprehensive strikers aren't much use to us. Pranjic is on the bench. I did mention last episode he'd missed pretty much all of pre-season with an injury, so he doesn't have any match sharpness at all. Let's give us some encouragement and see what we can do. We've got a free kick to defend here. Petkovic looks like he's over it. Is he going to take a shot? You'd imagine so from there. It is a fair ways out. Mijikovic, let's say he had it covered. And, yeah. We've not been without a threat, which is promising. I think the next game at home against a team that is probably likely to finish mid-table, that might be a real, sort of a truer test for us. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take off a goal because we've seen last season when he doesn't score, he doesn't really do that much. We'll send Gulji up front, and Purser's not having a great game. Trengo Grenic. Grenic. Let's give him a game because there is a little bit about him that is potentially not bad. We saw, didn't we, when we signed him? He's been at the penalty. Who's given that away? Hopefully it's not Dashka because he might get sent off if it was. It is a penalty. I didn't really see who it was that took it. That gave it away, I should say. Petkovic has taken it, buried it. It's 3-0. Do we have somebody for Dashka? We've got Stankovic. Now, he's our Boskovic kind of want-to-be. So we'll bring him on just to protect the yellow card. Memic on a booking as well. I'm not sure how many subs we get. I probably should have checked that. We do have Filipovic we could bring on. But, I mean, he was back up for us last season. Oh, it's almost a Pranjic goal. It was only a point-blank save from the goalkeeper that has kept it out. And now we've got a little bit of defending to do the other end. Jerkovic has committed what is probably an intelligent foul. And, well, I feel 3-0 is the worst we deserve to lose this. If anything, we've probably been a little bit unlucky to be beaten that comfortably. 2 goals for offside ruled out, which is fair enough. You know, they were offside. It's interesting we have VAR. XG, not terrible, I would say. Not great, but not terrible. And, you know, we've got something to build off there, I think. So, underdogs, good effort. I'm willing to... Oh, they didn't think that was a good effort. I thought it was fine. So, 3-0 away to Dinamo. There'll be a lot of teams that lose by more than that, won't there? So, we're outside the relegation zone. If we could stop the season now, I'd be happy. So it's a bruised ankle for Rajikovic. That's absolutely fine. He'll be back for the next one. Our debutants there, we can see. And, yeah, well, there we go. Wait right there. We'll be back for our first home game against Istra. And maybe we can get our first point there as well. Okay, welcome back. Now, let's say this is where our season starts properly. We are at home, our first ever home game in the top flight against Istra, who, as I said, put 7 past Varazden in their first game. So it could be a tough one. Let's see how we do here. So we're expecting a 4-2-3-1 out of them. Same sort of formation that we faced when we faced Dinamo. And this is a team we're putting out. Now, we are making some changes. Mijatovic will continue in goal, obviously. Bekenic, Perkovic, and Karabatic will give them another go at the back. Memic and Rajikovic and Dashka will stay the same. Okay, so we're going to play Purser as a Mazzella over on the left-hand side. And Grenic is going to come on and play as the advanced playmaker. He does have good passing and vision, so we're going to hope that he can use that to our advantage and then feed the strikers, which will remain the same. Gujelji and Algul. Again, I don't want to change things too much. Let's see how we go against this team, and then we can make some decisions, I think, moving forward. And of course, this is our first home game, or our first game at our new stadium as well. Now, I'm still not sure if it's our home ground for forevermore, or if it's just a one-off thing, but there was nothing about our old stadium getting upgraded or anything like that. So I suspect that this might be it. We've just moved home grounds, and this will be our new home ground for the foreseeable future. But anyway, we need to make it a fortress no matter where it is. And yeah, that definitely looks like more of a stadium, doesn't it? Now, palm trees. I've seen this before. Are there palm trees in Croatia? I mean, it's on the coast. It's kind of south, isn't it? But obviously it gets cold. It probably depends where you are in Croatia, does it? But on the coast, are there palm trees? There's a question for the comments. But yeah, I mean, this is big. I think what we can prove to ourselves here, if we can if we can take anything from the game, if we can at least be competitive against them, then I think we can sort of take out of that the teams that are down the bottom, which is really where our season is going to be. We might have a chance of being able to stay up. If we get beaten by 7 as well, then that could be a bit of a problem, obviously. We've got a free kick to defend here, and Majetovic does a decent job to turn it around the post. And we're going to have some work to do defensively here. Ball in, Karabatic is there to win the header. That's all he's there to do. And we get around that one. So nicely done. We are holding our own in terms of possession. Actually, we're doing more than that. We've had 60, almost 70% possession. So we're doing well on that front. We've got a corner here. Purser knocks it in. Where's Karabatic? It's not there. Bekanic back in. And the goalkeeper claims. So we will ask for a little bit more, encourage them, and see where this highlight goes from here. Can we win the header? We can. And we do, though, just end up giving it back to them, which is not ideal. And they come forward. It's a bit well read by Bekanic. And, oh, we've done that nicely. Here we go with Gorgi. He's got Memic on his outside. Can Memic get across him? We go back to Gorgi. Gorgi to Purser. Oh, it was close. It was awkward for the goalkeeper. Well, it bounced right in front of him. Tregrenic now with a corner. Where's Karabatic? It's towards the back post. Again, we win the header, but again, the goalkeeper is there. So this is, so far, promising signs as Veresden is losing again. So that is... We've only got to beat one team. You know, there's only one promotion, therefore one relegation spot. We only need to be better than one. And is Veresden that one? Those could be big games when we face them. 70% possession we've had now. How are we not winning this game? Let's shoot on sight. Let's maybe take it off, be more yeah, all right. Let's take it off, be more disciplined as well. And see if we can make this possession count for something. Dashka for Purser. Purser gets it wide for Radjakovic. Can he pick out a blue shirt in the middle? He cuts in. It's there for a goal. He's hit the crossbar. Oh, how have we not scored a goal yet this season? Stoppage time in the first half. Corner comes in. Again, goalkeeper is not done particularly well. He's got it clear enough, though. And are we going to get done on the break, which would be extremely cruel? We've won it back nicely there. I tell you what, Gorshi's looking okay, isn't he? Considering he was signed from a relegated team in our division last year, he's looking very, very decent. All right, let's point our finger. Let's dig in. This is there for us, boys. And the fact that it's there for us tells me that Dinamo aside, and perhaps that top 3 aside, we might be a very competitive team in this league. But we need points, don't we? It doesn't matter about being competitive. We do need to make sure that we are scoring points. Purser, again, is not having a particularly strong game. So let's get Babic on for him as we win that header. But again, Istra have come away with it. The fact that Purser's on a booking as well, I think it's probably a smart move to get him off. And... yeah, they are working it around, aren't they? And the other thing here, too, is have they have a bit of a rollicking at half-time, complacent after their 7-0, as Karabatic does just enough. You know, so that may be a thing here, too. You know, if you win your first game 7-0 and you come up against the heavy favourites for relegation in your next game, you're probably going to be a little bit complacent, aren't you? So their manager may well have put a rocket up them at half-time. But let's see what we can do here. To Greenwich, to Karabatic. I really don't want you to play football, mate. I just want you to head the ball. Dashka for Gorgi. Babic, nice ball for a goal. He's onside this time, but he can't beat the goalkeeper this time. Oh, but again, there is signs there, isn't there? Now, of course, last season we were free scoring. We need to find that again, don't we? That's the one thing we are going to need to be this season, is have a threat in us. A goal is not having a good game again. Let's get old man Tadic on and see if he can use that experience of his. Oh, and Radjakovic is caught in possession. And, oh dear, it's not looking good, and it is saved by Majetovic. I think whatever happens from here, we can say that we look competitive in this one, don't we? More than competitive. What we have lacked is turning possession into chances and goals, so that's something we'll need to work on. But at least at home anyway, there's a chance that we might be able to pick up some points. Liska with a cross into the box. It is headed away. Trojgenic comes forward. Golski. Love that name already. Babic! Oh! We saw him get a few of those last season. Our wingbacks are not playing well. That is a position that might need to be strengthened before this window closes. Yeah, they're both playing 6-3s. Now, is that because they're being parked? Oh, there's a good move there. It's Babic. Babic is in! As he scored, it looked like it might be offside. We do have VAR, of course. But can we finally, third time of asking, get a VAR decision? No. And it stays 0-0. It did look a little bit offside, didn't it? Oh, he's just gone. He's just gone a fraction early. And I mean, they're looking nervous. They don't need to look nervous. We've been quite good in this one. 17 shots. All right, let's get... I don't think that Gorgi's been bad, but we know Pranjic has been a bit of a spark plug for us in previous or last season anyway. And I wonder if we look to it... all right, I wonder if we take it off this onto that and raise up the tempo a bit. So get the wing backs a little bit more directly involved rather than just sort of looking for the overlap, and see if that might help us. I mean, neither of them are playing particularly well. The option we have out there is not particularly strong, which is the issue. So that might be 2 points dropped. We were good enough to win that game. We couldn't find a way through, but it's promising. I tell you what, Trojgenic has definitely, I think, earned himself the starting spot as the advanced playmaker there, hasn't he? But we were unlucky tonight. We were better than them. So we've got ourselves a point. We are off the mark. And like I say, our season is going to be determined by the teams that are expected to be down there with us. And Istra weren't necessarily one of those, but they weren't a terrible side either. So that's a good point at home. With Varisden losing 3-0 again, you do wonder if that is our team. And our goal difference, we can see already, is vastly superior to theirs. So there we go. If you've enjoyed that, thumbs up. Not a bad start to the season. We've got some friendlies organised as well. One to help finances, but also just to help the players that haven't been playing get their match sharpness up. Also, we've got lots and lots of trialists in, so we're trying to do what we can to get them going as well. So I think what we might do is we will come back. Do we want to sort of get into the season a little bit here? And maybe come back. Lokomotiva were our affiliate team last year. Okay, let's come back for Rudez, who we faced last year, which isn't really getting into the season. It's only playing one game in the league, isn't it? Okay, so what we'll do, okay, let's come back for Gorica and Varisden. Varisden is going to be a big game at home. We need to win that, don't we? So let's come back for those two. That'll also coincide with the end of the transfer window. And hopefully between now and then we can look to strengthen a little bit more. Whether we need to strengthen defense or attack after this. I mean, 2 goals, 2 games, no goals. We've had some ruled out, but we've got to get some count, don't we? Take care.